John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum is one of Boston's premier attractions. The distinctive building designed by I.M. Pei houses artifacts from the Kennedy presidency as well as other priceless pieces of Americana. Now, 34 years into its history, the JFK Library is making a little history of its own. Next month, Heather Campion takes over as JFK Library CEO, the first woman to hold the title. She comes to the job from the banking sector and served as speechwriter in the Carter administration. Welcome to you, Heather.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You've worn many hats in the city. You were at the JFK School as well. Well, this is exciting. You're the first woman. Does that hold kind of a particularly daunting aura about it as well?
Well, you know, I think you probably feel this way, too. I stand on the shoulders of so many women before me who have made a lot of cracks in that ceiling, and it's our turn now, too.
What about the Kennedys themselves? Are they very, very involved? That was kind of the impression that I had.
Yes, well, Caroline Kennedy is the president of the Library Foundation. She's the honorary president right now. And through the years, numbers of people in the Kennedy family have put a lot of time and energy, and that's part of why it's such a great library.
You know, we take this for granted. I've been in it many, many times, of course, for functions, and I've been through the collection. But just for people coming in from out of town, I mean, what kind of a visitor record does it have? I mean,
Oh, it's one of the best attended presidential libraries. Hundreds of thousands of people come every year. The building in and of itself is an architectural masterpiece.
It is.
It's one of the most beautiful presidential libraries, designed, as you said, by I.M. Pei. And it's full of our nation's history at a time that people continue to be fascinated about. It was a time of so much hope and confidence and optimism in this president. We have all the images and so many of the documents. All the documents from his era are on. Many of them are on display.
There are still things about the Kennedys that haven't been totally released. I mean, is it your job to kind of just sort of maintain what's there, or do you fight and advocate for some of that stuff?
Well, his documents are available to scholars and researchers at any time, so anyone can contact the library. The National Archives preserves the documents, so they're very available. There are certain documents that in various wills have to come out 50 years later and what have you. But
we want it now.
We're very eager to put out as much as we can to provide new materials to enhance the view for historians and other people to think about what kind of a president he was.
So when you're interviewing for a job like this, I mean, what do you say? I mean, you're overseeing such, you know, an important part of not only American history, but something that's so critical to Boston and tourism. I mean, do you talk about changes? What do you say?
Well, as you know, we've just come through several years of celebrating the 50th anniversary of President Kennedy's administration, and I think the board was well aware that on the heels of a very highly successful 50th anniversary, President Kennedy's popularity is greater than ever. It's interesting, I don't know if you've seen, CNN has done a poll every year on who's the most popular modern president, and far and away it's President Kennedy. He has a 90% approval rating.
He's still considered a modern president.
Americans.
I like that.
Yeah. There was another poll that 60 Minutes did a couple years back of all Americans, who would you like to see of all our presidents up on Mount Rushmore, and it's overwhelmingly President Kennedy. So there's so much about President Kennedy that continues to attract and inspire people. What we have to think about for the next 50 years and beyond is, how do we attract people to this museum? Most people in America no longer have a living memory of President Kennedy. Only 20% of Americans do. So, but his ideas are still so compelling, and the library is, as I've said, a national treasure and full of all kinds of documents and artifacts, and it's a beautiful place to visit. There are so many people in Boston that I've spoken with who've been there, but not for a while, so I just want to encourage people to come, and it's a wonderful winter activity.
People are intrigued by all the Kennedys, and of course there is a special tribute, as I know, to John F. Kennedy Jr. and, you know, eventually probably to Caroline. But can you see where other Kennedys might be included in the collection?
Well, there were so many other Kennedys that were a part of that administration. Robert Kennedy, the Attorney General, his papers are there. Sergeant Shriver, who started the Peace Corps, a lot of his papers are there. So there's a lot of, it was a big family effort, that administration, and so there's a lot of materials from all of them.
So are you going to try to get, you think you'll be collecting more artifacts at some point?
Well, the collection is vast. What we need to do is make it more accessible. There's limited exhibit space, but we're going to be redesigning the museum, and there'll be new exhibit areas that'll enable us to have rotating exhibits, which will be very nice for people to come and see more new things than they've been able to in a long time.
And sadly, that function space upstairs is a little tight. You know, if you're having like a big, I've been to any number of seminars and kind of things there, but it's not huge.
Well, there's a new wing. There are lots of classrooms. There are conference rooms. There's the Smith Center, which holds close to 1,000 people.
Yeah,
there's also the beautiful forum and atrium, and there's a lot
of room. And the downstairs, what do you call that?
The atrium.
The atrium.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, when do you take over?
I take over March 3rd.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All
I
right.
can't imagine a more meaningful venture.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you,
Thank
Heather
you.
Campion.
Thanks very much.
We'll be over soon.
I hope so.